Okay, so step one, super simple, but also tedious. You're gonna be on the current patch for PS5, so it's gonna be a bit easier being able to upload. So you want to upload. You create a new file, like say you're starting, you just bought the game. You start new file. Now with me having all 70 save files, there are 70 save files that you can maximum have. This is important. You need 70 save files. This is current route. And what I just did there, I backed away. If I were to press continue now, the game is going to be tricked into thinking it's a new file that you loaded, but you didn't. So you're going to be technically wrong warped into a scrap region. But before I do that, I'm going to start a new file and explain the methods, I guess, to what should be done here. So you want to create a new file like this. Back out. Nothing more complicated. And then, because a beginner would not have 70 save files, most likely just one. For me, I got it naturally, which is how I discovered the scrap region in the first place. So right now, this is level 1. And after you created that save file, that's going to be stored in memory, so you can upload it. And of course you have to sign in and whatnot to upload, and then you upload that save file, you download that save file, and you download that save file, you repeat the process until you have 70 save file. Fastest way of doing it. Old patch does not have that feature, but this is the PS5. It's not old patch, this is the current patch. And current patch is key. Old patch sucks. Old patch sucks. It's not good. Not beginner friendly, not fun. It's garbage. I bought the physical edition of Nioh on purpose to see if I could find something interesting. I have it right here. It's still in the PlayStation, it seems. It's not good. Just to see. And yes, I've been playing the game for over 4,000 hours. That's one thing. But what's next is after you done have you then have 70 save files, right? So once you have 70 save files, it's gonna ask you if you want. Let me back out. I'll check that a bit quick. Once you have 70 save files, it's gonna say this: the maximum number of character data has been created. You wish to select a character to override in order to start a new game. You press yes. This menu pops up. This works for PS4, PS5, and PC, but it's only useful for PS5. Unless you just want some transformation speedruns, pretty much. So instead of me pressing X here to select yes, I'm gonna press circle to back out. There's nothing that displays that on screen that you can do that, but you can just back out by pressing back, which is circle. And then you want to hit continue, because now the game is gonna think that, oh, well, welcome to the new game. And we are now in a region called Kinokuni up here. As you can see, this is not a region in the game, this is a craft region, which is also why it's displayed as white. It's just how it is. Don't ask questions. So you're naked, level 1, everything is as should be. Another thing to note is hidden tea house will not be unlocked for a new player, so preferably you would have to beat the game first, because you want to be in the correct line, which is Shima for Nioh 1. For this run, because close combat damage enemy ailments, which basically means that whenever you have weakness talisman on the enemy or any ailment whatsoever, any debuff, you're gonna get those 11.5 for free. And this category requires you to be offline. So you have to set up a main file first, preferably, and then you can then do stuff. So you could also just copy your main file infinitely until you have 70 save files. It doesn't really matter. And then you just gotta watch out that the last or the top slot of the save file that you choose to back out from is the one that gets overwritten. So I just overwrote the run file that I use for this category just for the showcase basically, but that's okay because I've uploaded it. So there's two different clouds. There's the in-game cloud service and there's also the PlayStation cloud service. So you have this, so I have it uploaded here. So that's separate from these servers. That's a very important thing to note. Once everything of that clan shit is solved and everything, it's whatever. There's nothing to find here of any interest. You don't have shit. There's nothing you can do. But what you can do is you can claim boons. This you cannot do on any other version than PS5. So it's gonna check for DLCs. You're offline. Smithing types Nioh armor and 5 Nioh weapons. The armor is useless. It's useful, but it's useless. You're not gonna use the armor, but you're gonna use the armor. And I'm gonna show how. So we're basically gonna use the armor to glitch the weapons into where you want it before the run even starts. This is why this is important. This is why PS5 is so different. And if I want to, and you would want to, because William, as he looks right now, he's not gonna look like this once this is done. Not in the slightest. So I'm gonna start off by doing whatever weapon, doesn't matter. Anything, I'm going to loadout. Second loadout. So you save 2 loadouts that are reversed like this. I preferably want to have the bottom one as the bottom one and the top one as the top one just because it doesn't matter really, but it's just for more visual clarity and for my brain clarity, I guess. So you load this back after having done that, and you load this. After you've done that, this weapon is now glitched. What I forgot to mention is that before I do that, I'm gonna send all the armor to the storehouse. That's number 1. Send every armor piece to the storehouse. My bad. Now, it doesn't matter because we got the loadouts here, so just gonna load that back. Load it again, just in case, because it's not always gonna work. If it doesn't work first try, it works second try. Every single time. So, right now the game thinks this item is not equipped. Even though it is equipped. You clearly saw I had the Kusargama in. So, this allows me to send it to storehouse. Boom. And I move to storehouse. I find the armor that I want to glitch. So, we're gonna take pants, it's whatever. This is gonna be a slow process for the beginning start of this, and yeah, as I expected, it didn't work first try. That's okay. If it doesn't work first try, it's gonna work now, basically. So, moving again after having done that, loading those back, finding the armor in storehouse, and we're gonna go boots because whatever. Now we got boots in here. It still says Nioh Kusarigama until you press triangle. I'm not gonna press triangle yet. It doesn't matter if you do, but I'm not gonna do it because there's no point. Just for efficiency's sake, and this is not part of the timer. The run hasn't started yet. This is pre-run. So this is just set up for the run. And after that, you equip boots here. Now they're duplicated. Visually duplicated at least. They're not actually duplicated. The game thinks that you have to. So I'm gonna remove the top slot here by pressing square, which is unassigned. And then now the game thinks that the boots aren't equipped anymore because you just unequipped those, even though you clearly have them on, as you can see on the display on the right side. And then I move Kusarigama, for example. And now we don't have shit because I fucked up. What the fuck did I just do? Wait, did I? No, I forgot to send the boots. That's what I did. I'm stupid. Let me repeat. I load those. And I need to send this back. It's whatever. Redo it. Boom, boom. Very simple process. If you know anything about Nioh glitching, once you know these steps, it's the same for anything. It's not difficult. Send to storehouse. Find armor. Chest piece, whatever. It's whatever. Okay, now it doesn't work because first try. That's the game things. And then you do it again. Weapon. Going back to item box. Sending to storehouse. Going to storehouse. Finding armor. And boots, whatever. And now I have boots. Coat boots. Unassign. Game thinks boots not equipped, as clearly shown here. So we're gonna send the boots to the storehouse. And on the right side, you can, even though I sent them to the storehouse, the game thinks it's equipped, but it visually it thinks it's equipped, but it's not equipped. And then when I send this back to item box by pressing triangle again, those are gonna become the new boots. So now you have a Kusarigama here. The moment I press triangle now, it's gonna update. And William's leg is gonna disappear. And it's the same process for every piece of armor. I'll repeat it. I didn't mean to equip that because, yeah. You don't wanna, you mainly wanna just use the axe probably, I think. Because I don't wanna forcefully duplicate it and then the game is gonna think it's not equipped during a run. That would be bad. And I'll get into those details later. After saving that, saving this, now we have the same. Loading this, loading that, back out, go into items, find the axe, and here, move to storehouse because it thinks it's not equipped now. I go to storehouse, find armor, and let's do gloves next. It didn't work, so we do it again. And find X. Same process. Go back to storehouse. Find armor, so not boots because those are done. Pants, whatever. I know I have pants. So equip pants. Duplicate. Remove pants from top again. And into here. I should have also sent the Nioh weapons. I think I forgot that. That's actually, I think I might have forgot that. But yeah, send storehouse. For the storehouse. And I would have wanted to find a weapon. The Nioh axe is not going to be used for glitching because it's too heavy. And yes, these do have weight. They don't give you damage aside from the stats. But the axe is the heaviest, and you can't work with this. It's not optimal. So because of that, I have issues because I have to. Maybe it works. It's not guaranteed. But now the game thinks this is equipped, and that's okay because that's what the purpose was. I'm gonna try to send that to item box Thankfully, it worked. Preferably, you wanna have those sent beforehand because often it doesn't work when you do it the way I just did it. But that's another method of doing it. And then again, clicking X here, and now you have William is gonna disappear aside from his head. Spoiler. I didn't mean to say that there. Okay. One step at a time. Show a little bit slowly. Load the bottom one, top one. Locate the X. Move to storehouse. Go back to storehouse. Find armor. Now helmet, whatever. Actually, no. Helmet is the only slot that isn't gonna be glitched. For a very specific reason. I was about to forget. And we got helmet in. You can also use helmet as a weapon, but I wouldn't recommend that. So no, I'm gonna redo that. Before I redo that, I'm gonna have to send back stuff. Chest piece. Gloves. Chest piece and gloves are the only two items remaining, basically. Doing that. Move to storehouse. Move to item box. Yeah, basically this is what it's gonna look like. The game's gonna show that it's here, but it's not gonna display anything. But in Nioh 1, when you do this, you're basically fucked because you just did something you shouldn't have done in the right order, which causes it not to work in most cases. So let's say if it works, it could, but no, it didn't. I thought so. I would be very surprised if it did. Okay, same. It's just a repeat process. Move chest piece because that's the next. Oh well, gloves, chest piece doesn't matter. Not helmet. That's the only slot that isn't used. Unequip the one from the item, or yeah, whatever. The one I just did. Did I send the weapons? I think I fucked up, didn't I? Or no, I didn't. These two are the only remaining items to be glitched. This is not gonna be used. This is gonna be used for something else. I totally didn't send the chest piece to storehouse, which didn't even start the glitch to begin with. Hopefully it still works though. So it still thinks it's not equipped. That's a good sign. And then move spear, sure, whatever. It doesn't matter where it's located, but now I have spear. Easy. And okay. Put X again here. I didn't mean to load that. So you always want to overwrite, so it saves every time, because if you fuck up, then you have this to load back. And you need to do it in, I need to send whatever back now that I messed up last time. Gloves is the only ones remaining, so I'm gonna send those. I sent those to item box, never mind. The weapon. Sword is the only one remaining. So again, load. Move to storehouse. Whoops. What am I doing? This might be bad. Gloves didn't work. So when it doesn't work, you get back to the gloves, send the gloves back to storehouse. You have to have them prior in there. You should. On the X, and it's gonna think it's not equipped. And you don't want to do what I just did. You don't want to go and look if it's not equipped, because that usually fucks the entire glitch. But yeah, trying again, sending store gloves to item box. And there we have gloves. And we equip gloves here to duplicate, and then we remove the gloves here to make the game think they're not equipped anymore. And send those to storehouse, and then we have the sword remaining to move the item box, and there we go. That's a full setup. The only thing missing is the axe. And one thing that is to note here is this is what I meant earlier, where if I were to do a run right now, this item would not be accounted for. But it would anyways, because the way the run works is you would load this back later. I'm gonna save that as the top slot now. This is all you need. This is the start of the run. For visual clarity, you want to pick a transformation. You do not want to pick any females because females are slower and cannot do certain skips. There's minor skips, very minor, but they are too slow. They can, but you need to be. It's more advanced, and it's still slower, no matter how advanced of a player you are. They're slower. Not good. Not good, sadly. So any male character works. You can also use William, it doesn't matter, but it's harder to see and judge the distance of where you're at when you're just a floating head. So it's better to have a full body that you can easily see, which is why using transformation is better. So when that's set up, you want to then, personally, preference is upload it. First, you'll go offline. I'm gonna save that again here, and then I'm also gonna load it back, because when you load it back, the game is gonna think everything is equipped now. So that's a fail-safe way of making the game think everything is equipped. You can't go wrong. Except that I can't find the shit that is equipped, but okay, that's whatever, I guess. There we go. So yeah, now as long as all these are like this, that's good. Where things are placed doesn't matter. It should look like this. And yeah, what you do from here is up to the player. This is the first mission, but you need to be offline for the run to, if you want to submit to the leaderboards down below, you need to be offline. It's just a rule. I'm not sure if it's actually needed yet, because there is a glitch, or I don't know if it's a visual glitch yet. There's something going on that I can't explain, because I haven't put any tests into it. But here on status screen, it says I have 13% close, combat attack, enemy with status ailments, 13%. That's the clan bonus. But here it says it's 11.5. And that's the main reason why you need to be offline, is to not get clan inheritance. However, it seems that you can, unless it's a visual glitch. It's unknown at the moment. No task been done. So yeah, for now, offline. So what I would do, I would just upload I would also back out here, upload this to the in-game cloud, download it repeatedly so you have many tries before you need to re-download your entire. So when I start a run, I do this. I download here, boom, and we gotta run and soon. Once this gets finished, which says a second, but it's longer. Yeah, that's basically the start of everything. What you do with that is, of course, I would recommend doing what I just said though. It's gonna make things way easier. Uh, so I don't have every file as level 1 characters for a few reasons. Some are max level characters and stuff. But I have created a few or duplicated a few just for easier access, so I don't have to download like I just did every single time I want to do run. So right now this is already loaded with whatever you save it as. So when you press triangle on the map, it's gonna save this file. There's a reason it's 38 minutes. So this file has gone through several iterations from the discovery last year of Akinokuni. And this is, yeah, this is it. So I guess just getting into a run. So this is where I saved it. Wherever you press triangle, so you can press triangle here, and the game will remember that when you upload it to PlayStation Cloud. Well, wherever you want. You cannot access these, by the way. Yet, maybe in the future. But yeah, so I preferably just save here so that I immediately can just start a run if I want to. This is just, everything is just loaded in this is pre-glitched file now, just like shown. And this will give you 20. I'm not gonna count this. This can be used for any percent plus DLCs, which is the category that I'm currently doing right now, which I'm not gonna be covering plus DLCs because I wouldn't count that as beginner friendly at the moment. There's too many human bosses, I would say. I need to see if I can work on some beginner strats, and I haven't run the category for way too long, so yeah. So yeah, 80, 20, 40, yeah, 80% yokai close combat damage, plus 2% for each weapon once they hit the familiarity bar. The first familiarity bar is all that's needed for 22%, which is max yokai close combat damage on each weapon. This is going to give you 88% yokai close combat damage throughout the entire run. So this is only useful for humans? No. Yokais, of course, as the stat implies. It's also gonna heavily impact your close combat attack key reduction. This is also gonna be increased over time. Same with guard key reduction. Very important. This is why a lot of things are the way they are right now. Because you have a lot of key to work with. And you can one combo a lot of bosses. So here is my 2 files that I used to glitch. And then the last one I saved basically. Now, there's really nothing else aside from you have hidden tea house, which as you can see down below on the right side, which don't mind this. This is just a visual glitch. Maybe it could be used to fetch something in the future, depending on discoveries, but I mean, there's no active discoverers aside from me, I think, at the moment. And I don't think there's gonna be much to this at the moment. And you wouldn't need max gold. It's not gonna help you. You get what you need throughout the run. Starters level 1 here. So the reason for not having axe is to prevent B agility. This is A agility. You want A agility throughout the entire run. And the reason for not glitching head is for a helmet that is wore, well, you're gonna wear later. So I guess we're just gonna start the run. I think that covers the entire beginning. So back when I first did this, I didn't do all the steps that I mentioned. I had to glitch everything, every single run, which was super tedious, and I wouldn't recommend doing that. Which is why I explained how you can not do that, because it's not only less tedious, but it's better. Well, I guess depends on who you're asking. Okay, just quickly get up the timer here. So I'm roughly estimating this at around 130, 135. It's gonna depend a lot. And because I'm gonna be explaining things, it's gonna take a bit. But I did this on 2 hours of sleep last beginner tutorial, which is back 1 year ago now. So it should be alright. And I'm probably gonna be routing on the fly because I need to adjust to a beginner mindset. So this is just 100%. Really old split file. Does it only have 100? This split file only have 150 attempts and 10 out of 150 cleared. Very old. Yeah, this is my 116 run. Very old. I have a 105 right now, I think. So yeah, it's old. Feels old, man. This is the PS4 splits actually. I think. No, this is old. No, this is actually beginner splits. So this at least you can go this far with beginner splits or beginner route. I mean, you do not need splits or timer or anything for runs to be submitted. That's optional. But let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. So timer starts when you press X to continue. And you want to skip this, and immediately as you start, just attacking and just using normal attacks with X. And that's about it. And yeah, you don't have to do what I'm doing, you don't have to dash, you can take the time you want, it doesn't really... For this door specifically, of course, you want to be fast, because the faster you are to the door, plus if you like always go on the right side of the person, but you also want to be kind of fast to not get hit. It's a weird thing. It's something to get used to. It's not really important what happens. Don't mind my movement, what I'm doing. It doesn't matter. That's something beginners shouldn't even worry about to begin with. That's something that optimizes over time. So when you don't get hit at the door, okay, worst case, if you do get hit at the door, you can either go for the axe that is over here, which is old route, which is what we used to grab, and then go for the door, basically. It doesn't matter if you take damage here, you'll take the damage on the door, usually either way. As long as you don't get hit in the beginning, that's about it. And then, just whatever. Trigger the boss, get ready for This is strong attack only. This entire fight is just strong attacks. Skip that. Strong, strong, strong. Dodge away iframe by holding block. Iframe it backwards. And then 2 hits. Strong attack again. Everything of this fight is strong. And skip. Now done with the beginning. I think it's gonna look overwhelming what I'm doing, but that's what I'm saying, that it's not, you should never worry that the run that I do looks better. It's just how it is. So sword first, Kusarigama second. That's very important. And choose Kato as the first spirit, so sword, Kusarigama, Kato. And then is this okay? Yes, and then you want to press no, because you do not want to enter tutorial. Enter tutorial, waste time. So get straight into the mission. There's going to be one cutscene here that you want to skip. Do a roll here. While looting this item, you want to go low stance immediately, which you can do. This is more advanced moves, I would say. It's just tiny optimization that I'm mentioning. It's not, well, I did forget to mention here. So the moment you're out of key, you want to unequip everything and then keep going forward like this. And I'm gonna do a dash attack like that with normal attack. This pushes the enemy away and he most likely won't attack you. So right around here you want to be equipping the Kusarigama into the second slot. This is pretty safe for a while. And from here I'm gonna just casually run. Let's say you're just running and you don't know how to dash low stance. You do want a low stance dash though, it's faster. In high stance, you have to kind of practice low stance switching, high stance switching. That's all that's used in the entire run. Mid stance for a bit more fine tuning for one specific anime, just one. One part of the entire run. You want to loot this for longbow and proceed to shrine. And that's it. This part can be tricky. You can also do this with Kusarigama if you're not too comfortable. Because I do not use lock-on that enemy. You just align the character model towards and you strike from high stance with sword and that's it. You can high stance Kusarigama easier hitting horn, but it's gonna take longer, so it can be worse, but it depends. It's practice. 2 points in magic. Always. There's no better way. For any percent. Go and devigorate weakness down here for water. And then for incantation for unmere magic capacity 3. It's gonna be important for later. So it's basically just setting up. So this is for the entire unreal. There's gonna be 2 other things that's gonna come later, which is Guardian Spirit Talisman. And for beginner, for sure, Kakai. Kakai I would use in general. Guardian Spirit Talisman I wouldn't use personally, but this is beginner route, so it's different. So right after that, you go left here and tap once to get shuriken. That's it. And back out and go to Ready Jutsu. And here you do not need to equip shuriken. And there's a big reason why. All you need is these 3 items. This is just a tiny optimization because everything of these will be unreadied once you load back the glitched loadout you have made prior to this. Which there's no glitches in play at this mission. This is the only glitch to this mission, I guess, or you could say. You could glitch it, but then you would not have glitches for any other mission. Unless you want to waste a lot of time. So, yeah, well, I didn't really go over the setup there at all. but just do what I did. And yeah, once you get here, don't get hit. Okay, now I can go over the setup. This was really bad. Now we can go over it. Don't do what I did. Yeah, you want to dash through here. Stop here to get him out. You want to line yourself with the fence. So the fence, as you see here, this is gonna take practice. This took me quite a while to actually get through here. If you die, it doesn't matter. Deaths don't matter, because mathematically you will get the same, roughly the same level every single time, no matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you die. If you do not, you don't want to dash like that. You want low stance. Low stance dash faster. Plus iframes. Low stance mainly used for iframes, but also for being fast. So right around here, you want to just dash through. Use an elixir to heal. Low stance again. I almost messed up there, but you can heal here if you're not comfortable. You can also take the shortcut, which I probably would recommend for beginning. There's no problem doing so. It's free. And you have a shortcut. And I would save. Jump on the rooftop, get down, and you can also buff here if for whatever reason that seems better. Not gonna be using any heals here. This is pretty mathematical how this fight works. Immediately go high stance after having thrown weakness. You wanna also, you gotta master key pulse. It's very important. And do exactly what I'm doing right now. There's just, I can't really explain it, but you just look at the key bar, and that's about it. And you always want to hit the back, and it just works. That's all I can say. It's just practice. Nothing else to it really. And here you want to, optimization wise, you want to go into the menu while loading out, or going out of the mission to go forward, so you can skip or press to skip those 2 tutorials, so you don't have to do that later, just waste time, which is why I did that there. Here, just mashing through all this bullshit. Immediately as you go into Shrine, I'm gonna hit touchpad and triangle in equipment here to load out. Load back the glitched loadout that you previously saved, and immediately unequip the axe with whatever weapons you may have gotten. Sword first, sword gun second, just for easier clarity. Doesn't matter which weapon. They can be the shittiest weapons, it doesn't matter. And after that, I forgot. Right after that, you wanna re-equip, because everything is now unequipped. It's gonna, you're loading the file back that was the glitched file, which didn't have anything equipped. No, nothing. So equipping the spirit, putting 1 in body, 2 in spirit, or 2 in magic. Beginner wise, I think magic, but since this is glitched, I would probably say spirit. It's this is why it's a problem, because yeah. Then you want to go into ready jutsu again, because you have to re-ready everything, because the game thinks you didn't have these ready because you loaded a file that didn't have anything ready. And if you want to, you can just save that over this. I wouldn't recommend doing so. There's no point. It's waste time, but yeah, that could also be done. And that's that. And right after, you go into blacksmith, go into buy, go down to hand cannon, buying 5 of those and 10 arrows. Actually, no, scrap the arrows, but buy bullets. Yeah, I'm thinking more advanced now. I shouldn't do that. Don't care. The arrows doesn't matter. You're not gonna be using arrows throughout the entire run, because that's I will be showcasing how it can be done with more advanced strats. And the mission starts. Skip. This is a skip that is a very thing that most people fail at. It's their first, which is understandable. So I'm gonna die on purpose. Doesn't matter, like I said. If you die, it doesn't matter, it's fine. The run is not dead because you die. So I'm gonna do that again. It's a bit annoying to show this because you're at a pressure from the enemies. If you die here, you just lose the spirit. You want to use the fence here. I might just kill this guy because he's gonna be a nuisance if I want to showcase this specific part. I'm very limited on my moveset right now. And yeah, you would want max health. If you don't, you might die. And because I don't have, I do actually have a bow. You can equip whatever at the moment. You will have to equip cannon for the next mission. I used the collision of the frontier of the fence. I run towards it while holding upright. So in this position, upright. To land here. So old route would be grabbing this to get axe, but there's no real need for that anymore. The main reason for that was yeah, safety run. This is not something you want to do necessarily, but as a beginner you want to, of course. There's nothing bad in it. And you want to grab this chest, that's it. Grab the chest, grab the items. You could menu while opening the items, menu these three in Kutsarigama, which is what I'll be doing at the end. But now it's just making your way from the chest to down below. And you also want to hit X preferably when you land. When you hit X, you do a roll. This negates some fall damage, not all, but some. And you want to loot this item, hold block while looting it. In case the enemy might swipe immediately, just so you will block it. And that's about that. And that was what I looted was a travel amulet used for later. So here you're gonna learn grapple, reaper, summer twilight. Summer twilight is the main damage factor and used like that. Should be known by most people that played Nioh. When I buff water, I'm switching over to the tab that I put the shuriken on, having it ready. And the moment you skip the cutscene, you want to mash up, because that's where the shuriken is, while you press lock on. And you want to well, that's how to fail it. So if you don't time the Reaper well, you need to wait for the grab animation and then start Reaper. Now I'm gonna explain why. So when you do Reaper, you can see the character moving slightly forward with each step, and this is just enough that you will, in most cases, go through her grab. And a lot of other things, but that's the only part of the run where that's used. More advanced techniques are quick draws, that is not going to be used here. Yeah, if you fail, you just go back. You can also take the other shrine that is closer, but it's whatever. Again, buffing up with whatever. Doesn't matter if you lost your spirit. Nothing. Doing the same thing. And yeah, of course, I forgot that there's no cutscene to skip, so I didn't have that ready. But when you have the spirit, you will deal more damage, 5% more damage, and 20% when leaving weapon. This spirit is not the best spirit, but it's gonna be changed 3 times, I would say, roughly. depending, maybe I'll switch more because beginner wise, yes, it's a very good beginner skill. Plus, it's good in general. It's the best it's best in the beginning. But yeah, you can heal max here. It doesn't matter. You're gonna get one shot anyways. So yeah, same as before. Mash up, switch tab, weakness, wait for a grab, reaper, and just spam it until she does. That is all done in one combo. There's no, as was before in the old beginner route. And also, yeah, while doing this, you wanna quickly go over to the tab and learn this. You can slightly menu while it's black screen. That's another tiny detail. Yeah. The old beginner route 1 year ago. I forgot what I was gonna say about that, but yeah, it doesn't matter. This is new. The old beginner route did have glitched things in it. Not as much as now. So yeah, that's the second mission done. This is where it gets a bit tricky for me because I haven't given this much thought how I used to do this. But here you can level. I wouldn't really recommend it. You don't need it. So you could go magic or anything. It doesn't really matter. You don't need it. So I'm thinking maybe just not do it. But if you're unsure, put it in magic. Get at least 14 magic. 14 magic is crucial for this slow older route to work. And that's for equipping this later. There's something yeah, that's what I did wrong. So because I did spirit as first, normally you would have 11 if I didn't put those two in spirit. So I'm going new route mixed with old route now. This is bad. Yeah, my brain doesn't work when it comes anymore to old route. I should just do current route, I guess. Regardless, moving on to the next mission. It doesn't matter. It's okay. It will all even out in the end. Slow stance dashing to the first loot here. This is a bit more advanced though, but I'll make it into a beginner. So this item have, if you die, it's whatever. You got the items, that's all you need. This is a small, not small spirit stone. It's a good spirit stone. I forgot what it's called, but yeah. And it also have moment talisman. Because I messed up the magic, I couldn't equip guardian spirit talisman. But if you skip leveling spirits this early, like I did, all you have to do, equip these two. The downside of this, using these, is if you fail, you have to either reset or close the game. Last loot here, 2 spirit stones. Using 2 of these. And the small soul stone, this one was called. Using everything to get a living weapon. Summer Twilight, and that's it. And then going for the boss. Using weakness immediately, and going close as possible with popping the weapon, and proceed to press mash triangle, plus dodging. Dodging cancels slightly off the animation. That's basically it, to just do this. Some good stuff. Loot the items. And if you want, you switch. It doesn't matter. It's waste time to do so, but here you want to just use a blue gesture, and I think there's a small spirit stone there that you can take as backup if you want some extra spirit stones. So on the right side, spirit stone. Here, I would normally menu while the elevator goes down. Grab the amulet here, fire amulet there, and the mask there. These three items are for later, not now. It's just so it's set up for later. So now you would have one that looks like this, the other that looks like this. And of course you can take the shrine, it's whatever. Uh, this is a shrine that is automatically, if you die here, you will spawn at this no matter what. Even if you don't grab it. So here I can now fix what I didn't get to do. And actually, when I think about it, the moment talismans that I was talking about, they're pointless. For now. I don't even know why I mentioned those. That's not the reason you looted. I'm thinking so much old mixed with new now that, yeah. But now with 11, you have enough to equip Garden Spirit Talisman. And yeah, I see I have more level I can use. I'm just gonna use those for whatever. So you want 10 spirits, you want 10 body, 10 skill. And once those, and of course 11 magic or 14 preferably, because there's gonna be more that's coming, so it doesn't matter where this extra level goes in. Body, one of those stats, as long as no other stat. You don't want to put it in the wrong things. So just proceeding to dash through the entire mission. This is the longest mission, pretty much. Just managing key, dashing, and nothing very specific going on here. Yeah. I do a roll there, you don't have to. You can also run like this, but this is slower. I'm doing a roll here towards the collision behind the statue, so it's just some precision stuff. You don't have to, you can go down the stairs even, it doesn't matter. It's about improving over time rather than becoming world record first. That's not the goal of anything, of any speedruns whatsoever. It's first learning a route that works for you, and then you improve. Also, while you open the door, the first one, you want to equip the cannon. I forgot to mention. The cannon is going to be the only use item for this next boss. This might most likely require some practice, but it's overall more efficient, it's easy once you get it. And I wish I did it this way if I knew when I was new. Here, holding on the left side, like on the left side of this collision, will make you skip past the yokai, and you just proceed to mash this repeatedly. And while waiting, you can menu stuff, check accessories, put that in, whatever. And you can use this. As long as she gets down here. Okay, so right there I was a bit unlucky. But if she gets stuck here, you just push her away like this to force her to push the button. But she did herself. This is gonna go pretty fast. So the moment the fight starts, I'm gonna shoot his head immediately. That's step number 1. Shoot his chest is step number 2. Shoot chest. And then shoot head. and then shoot head, and the mission is over. So 4 bullets optimally would be used here. If this goes wrong, so shoot there, chest, and head. And now he goes out of key, shoot head, boom, he's done. And that's all it is. And proceed to next. And yeah, it may require practice. And worst case, if you do fail, or die or anything of that, you want to quickly close the game and reopen it, and it's gonna put you back to where the game last saved, which can either it's from the last shrine rested at or from the beginning of the stage if you haven't used any shrines. So that's why safety shrines are nice to have. If you don't, you might run out of bullets, cannon bullets, and then yeah, it's not good. This is the pretty much only mission where it usually is just a hard reset for any run. Umebosu is kind of one as well, but because of the glitches, you're gonna deal a lot more damage than you normally would. So yeah, that's that. And skipping the cutscene. You get the Wrecking Spirit. It's cool. Nobody cares. That is not useful. There's only one spirit useful for DLCs. That's for DLC part, not for this one. And that's the Bull Spirit, which is going to be used as a secondary, but I'm not going to cover that. So yeah, you're into this region, and here, depending on, I don't even know how to route this anymore, because it's been so long. Yeah, you can level up here. It's whatever. It's gonna waste time by doing so. The most optimal way would just be go straight to the mission. There's really nothing to do here. But I can at least show how it can be done very easily compared to what is currently done. Immediately as you start the mission, because you get a mission reward, Valkyria, is a 100% chance. Same with the cannon from Kino Enma mission, you get this. Every single time you get the cannon. And Valkyria as well, and that's what's mainly going to be used here. Immediately going for wind amulet. A consumable item. This is already making things more risky than it needs to be, but there's a travel amulet, some gun, spirit stone. There's another spirit stone here that I wouldn't really recommend grabbing on PS5 because all the moving enemies that are on a set pattern, they're slightly different because of the load differences. Yeah, you're gonna have some poison, that's okay. You're not going to panic, you just heal. You can go high stance, you can low stance this guy, it doesn't matter. The glitches take care of it. It matters, but it doesn't matter. Not for beginning run. For more experienced runs, you want to watch some actual runs. But here, you can just level whatever. Because I fucked up the spirit part, I can't get 14 here. This is an issue. So I can't get Kakai, which I normally would. I can learn it, but I can't actually cook it. Kakai is down here, so the fastest way to get to Kakai would be from top, going immediately to bottom, scrolling up here, and you have Kakai here. So 1, 2, second row, and up. As soon as you see the yellow, 1, 1, 1. 3 skills to learn. Kakai gives you faster key recovery. But I can't use it. But since I'm not using Garden Spirit Talisman until later, you can just switch it out with that because you're not gonna use it here. If that happens, what I did. If you fuck up, like I did. And here you can grab a token mask. This was old. You only need one now. But that's besides the point. You also want to grab that chest. You just run off the ledge. You can also low stance dash, but it's consistent to just run at the end there. You always get it. And here you kind of have to hurry because you're being poisoned throughout the entire fight. So you wanna, while you do this, you can go to menu, find wind amulet, and you kind of have to hurry because the way is following you. And then you have Kusarigama with wind, you have used Summer Twilight, and you can also use Kaka, whatever. You wanna hit wind, which I completely messed up now. And I'm probably dead because of it. No, I'm not. I'm actually low. But Kusarigama, Reaper, those, and then proceed to get wind. I would say this is more advanced than actual current route because it requires some more timing than is currently needed. So I kind of fucked up here. This entire shit is fucked. Yeah. So this is, I need to do it to fix. Close game, reopen game. This is a good way of practicing missions. The moment if you beat a mission, you just close game and then you get to retry the mission from last checkpoint. And for me, this is going to be at the shrine that I took. So you can, the moment you hit 2 of his parts with Reaper, you will always 100% get living weapon. No, that's not good. Not good at all. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not good. That's not a good idea. Don't jump down. Get good, basically. Yeah. Back to the plan. For easier, the way it's done now, it's just using living weapon. I should just show that because it's easier. You don't need wind. It's not necessary. With glitches, you don't need it. I'm gonna grab this because the game resets back to the checkpoint, so you have to reloot stuff. Which also gives practice for remembering the route. So here just Summer Twilight as well, and Kaka. Non-dodging. Nothing else. And weakness a little bit after the fight starts, and you hold block. That's it. And let go of block, and you iframe this move, and Reaper, whatever body, and immediately to get living weapon, you pop living weapon, and you want to start Reaper, the boss. You might need to reposition because you want to hit his back or someplace. If this happens, this is very bad. You don't want this to happen. I'm gonna improvise now, so now I'm gonna Reaper again. He's gonna go out of key because whatever. And yeah, just Reaper and that's it. So you want to loot the items and leave the mission. There's 2 ways to leave the mission. You can also go down here by low stance dashing, or you can also probably run. I haven't tried. This also clears the mission, or you can use this to load out. But it takes a bit to load up, depending on where the enemy is. But because I messed up, I'm gonna close the game again, do it again, and do it how it's supposed to look like. I'm way more thorough with how the route is actually done now than I was in previous route. So this is gonna be a longer one compared to the 130-ish video I had. Alright, whole block here. It's just something you gotta get a feel for, and gotta read stuff. You don't need this, and this is bad if you mess this up. And I'm dead. Close game. Keep trying. Keep going. Keep grinding. It's about the practice. It's not about becoming the best day one. It's about doing the rep. Once you do it once, the next run will be faster. The next run will be easier. It will continuously get easier every single time you do it. You'll improve over time. Pretty basic. You can use Kakai here as well, just for a little faster stuff, whatever. You don't want to get hit by the wheel. This guy will always miss you, but with a grab when you go for the loot. As long as you do it fast enough. So chest again. Now you don't want to get stuck around the corner because you will get hit in the back by the yokai around there, so that's not a good idea. You will die in one shot, so it's not worth it. Clearly. Doing this, Kaka is not really needed. It's not gonna do stuff here. I mean, you don't really need it in general. But it's nice to have. My key is immediately back to full. It's gonna lessen the burden of having to if having to keep pulse, you don't need it as much. Okay, this again went really bad. He died just as I got hit. But yeah, you just want a Reaper. Living Weapon Reaper. But the way the hitbox of the boss is, it's a bit finicky. And this is what happens when you beat the mission. Hey, you can either roll out, it doesn't matter. Whatever one prefers. And I completely forgot to split everything, so it's whatever. I would be at Centipede now. Hey, I gold split. Insane. Let's go. Crazy. Crazy how that works. So now at Umebozu, which is the next mission, the Ocean Wars again. I can get to fix some stuff now. Put 14. Actually, I can't. It's fucked. Yeah, because I already have 10 body, I'm just gonna go 10 spirit. Or if you don't want, you can go 14 magic. But that's whatever. It's less optimal. Forget about. I don't know. I should redo this because it's a bit messed now. Don't do what I did. I don't know. Do what I did, but don't do what I did. This is not the right order to do things in. But yeah, regardless. For first runs, you take slow. It's fine. My first run that I did, which was completely not doing any strats aside from beginning part, it took me 6 hours. And that was just using what I knew about the game, aside from the very beginning. And then slowly learned strats over time. Got it down to 2 hours in a run that I learned stuff in. Here you can switch stuff and whatnot. But yeah, Valkyrie, you're gonna be having Valkyrie for a long time. Yeah. So that's done. Here, as I prefer, I'm gonna do as I prefer, personally. But it doesn't matter where you do this. I'm gonna speak to her. This is not necessary, but it's easier. And I also use this. Dashing to this, hitting him twice in high stance. Or you can slowly take him out. Doesn't matter. like this, and I go into learn skills, get quick draw, and get morning moon, and that's it. Moving on to the boss. So right now I have 2 Hiyotoko masks, as noted on the downside thing. Last one that we used to use is here, which can lead to deaths when going forward. But if that happens, same as before, you just close game, reopen, reattempt. Once you're at the door here in a decent pace, you will be safe. Usually. It shouldn't go wrong. It could. It happened to me once. You want to use 2 spirit stones. Only 2. That's all you need. Here you can do different things depending on how preferences are. You don't really need Kakai for this. But yeah, depending on preferences. The simplest way would just be to use these here. Moment Talisman, or preferably as you would have by this point would be Guardian Spirit Talisman. Those are the options. And then here, because I mentioned earlier, I have fire, so I put fire on the sword. And moving into the boss room. Here is quick draw. I'm gonna quick draw the 2 smaller bosses as the fight starts, and I keep a close eye on the boss here, depending on what it does. It's very depending on what this boss is. So he goes for the beam, this is good. Locking on, quick draw, Reaper, and switch back to sword again to reapply this, and then get ready for weakness. Put that on here. Getting low stance. Okay, so if he goes for this move, you go high stance, morning moon, spamming that, and repeating the process. Keep pulsing. Once he goes for that move, you do not want to do what I just did. But yeah, once he goes for the arm, you want to use the mask. I didn't really get to do that the right way, so that could have led to that, but it didn't. And here you just want to triangle and circle and living weapon, sending out the spirit. You could also use Guardian Spirit Talisman, it's the same thing. And here there's 2 ways to leave the mission, just like the previous one. You can either go forward, or you can do the more advanced stuff that basically uses. So when you hold it here, there's this corner. This can also be done over here. It doesn't really matter. This is the same corner. This is basically just the reverted side. They just took it upside down. I don't know why I'm explaining this, but it's whatever. And you want to quick draw off, not on the corner itself. It's you want to line yourself with the corner like this, and quick draw a little bit to the left. But because I want to show it here on this side, this is going to be a little bit to the right, because it's basically inverted. It's the other way. So a little bit off. Wait, was it left here as well? Oh wait, it's left. It's left there as well. It only works left. So not in total center. That's another way to finish the mission. It's not very useful. It's swag. But old patch PS4, if you do that, you can walk underwater for a certain amount of time because the game doesn't load fast enough. So you can walk down in the bottom of the ocean for a little bit. Then next, Spider-Man's Castle. You start it immediately. If you want to save it, you want to just learn skills immediately, learn or level up, which you can also do here, but I would recommend doing that before going in, so you don't have to waste time on the shrine. Here, you only need 10 spirit throughout the entire run, so that's complete. Body is complete. Skill is not complete. So you want 10 skill, or everything else in skill. You don't want 12 magic like I've done, because that's... By this point you should have the right thing. And here you kind of have to go fast. If you're too slow, the skeletons behind will... So just do in the morning moon right there. But if you're too slow, the skeletons will catch up to you. So you iframe move, I stance, and morning moon on the spider to kill it. And if you have gun and Lucas or gun, you want to equip it while opening the door, just tiny optimization stuff. This shrine is always grabbed. It's faster. So preferably you want to level up here instead of doing it prior, because you're gonna take this shrine anyways. And here's where I get the 10th skill. I would have had it earlier, because I would only go for 11 magic personally. 12, it's either gonna be 11 or 14 magic, depending if you want to have both Cacti and Guardian Spirit Talisman throughout the entire run. It's not gonna be needed. So here you want to angle yourself like this by using the light on the right side, and then you go into items, use a bomb, and this explodes 2 of the spiders, which is all you need. Trigger the spider, same as before, iframe, and I was a bit slow there, so the other enemy came here, which is very bad. But yeah, this shouldn't happen if you're fast. You want to loot those. I'm dead. And that's okay. It's okay to die. There's nothing wrong. Nothing goes wrong. After this point, there's nothing that can go wrong, pretty much. Aside from running out of spirit stones and whatnot, if one prefers to have it. Then there's really nothing that goes wrong here. So at the moment on the shortcut tabs, you have the water, weakness, moment talismans that I didn't get to use it even. But I have the travel amulet on the left side. This is very useful over here. This is where the first one is going to be used. And then grabbing the key, going up here, using travel amulet as soon as you can. You can do this from anywhere. You don't have to go exactly there. Wherever you feel comfortable doing, just whatever. Then proceeding up to where the boss is located. There is a lot of iframes that I'm doing. Don't expect to get it unless you know iframes of Nioh. It's just practice. So here, while I was opening the door, I would actually usually use 1 spirit stone. You can also use it in staircase. And for safety, I'm gonna go down here and grab the shrine. I don't do that personally, so if you do take the shrine, you don't need this spirit stone. It's basically a waste at that point. So you can level up here. It's gonna be slower, but it's whatever. But now I can fix this to have 14 magic, I guess, or you could put in skill. So now I can have, yeah, both. Getting rid of fire, actually no. Getting rid of mask. The Otaku mask is only useful for one part, and that's Umebosu, and that's the entire reason for it. But I only got to use one. It all depends on Umebosu's RNG, but also with glitches and fire and morning moon, you do way too much damage. So you're gonna out DPS the Otaku mask. Personally, I prefer to have these in case. Why, I don't know. Actually, yes, it comes into later. It's not needed, but it's helpful. Just gonna Reaper, Summer Twilight, I mean. You can buff water, you can Kaka, it's okay, whatever. The moment the fight starts, you throw weakness. If you get hit like this, it's fine. if you immediately pop in a weapon after you get hit, this by default will force you into critical, which is good. That makes your living weapon last longer. And that's also going to be used for a setup done late game, or for pretty much the mission before the last mission. And that's all there is to that fight. It can be a bit RNG what she does, and you can die if you do what I just did. It's just something you gotta get a feel for, pretty much. That's about it. I did mess up the splits again. That's okay. We're at... So, old route, we used to do dojos at this part, or I did. Well, the very old route did as well. So the moment you're done with that mission, you can finally do your on-meal. This is for super safe stuff, not used anymore. Just grabbing this, just tutorial. Using beat the tutorial, finish, and you're gonna do 2 of these. Oh yeah, I haven't done this in a long time. You go to on-meal, learn fire shot. It's the only option you have. And fire shot is the only thing you need to one-shot this guy. I'm just gonna equip it wherever. I prefer the top slot. I'm doing a side step there, re-angling and going. It's like you count to 3. It's something you have to get a feel for pretty much. Just to optimize the time. It takes exactly 3 minutes to do both these optimally. And then after that you will have slot. That's also why 14 magic is a bit important. I didn't actually think about that. I forgot that completely. I forgot slot even existed personally. Yeah. Then after that's done, next dojo. Same again, on Nioh. This is the more advanced one. This needed for slot. So starting off with Summer Twilight. I haven't done this in a long time. And I think high stance immediately. Yeah, you want to just rush this guy fast as possible, get him down. Okay, if you mess up, you can hold triangle to throw it at him. This umbrella is very important to high stance immediately, or you will most likely get one shot. Low stance here, no, high stance, throwing here to get him away. And using slot at this guy to make him even easier. And you can just run behind him and start Reaper. And that's a dojo. I forgot where I leave. Here. I haven't done this in a long time. So that's done. Now you have access to slot. And this is gonna make most bosses a joke, but it's also gonna make things slower, because some bosses it doesn't really help using these, because sure, and you have some extra on mail from the chest before, just whatever. And you need to get incantation mastery level 2, important, and then slot, which is there. So this, and then ready, and shrine ready jutsu, the slot right here. I actually can't have all, but yeah, removing Guardian Spirit Talisman. I don't even remember why I have that, but preferably I like to have weakness here when I did used to do this, and then have it here. But it's such an old setup that I vaguely remember how everything was done here. But yeah, because the mask is away, just putting fire here. Before a mission starts, you can either do this in mission, out mission, doesn't matter. Cannon goes away, there's no... Cannon isn't going to be utilized for the rest of the run, it's only for the one mission. Here, onwards is just bow and gun. Here you can use gunfire just to regenerate faster. I just want to make it to where I go. Stopping here to trigger it, keep going. Stop roughly around here. Find where it glows white like this to shoot. Shoot the butterflies, and then dashing. Quick draw, crystal. Loot the spirit things on the ground, important. Then we're gonna head to, well, do the same thing several times here. And also you don't want to get hit by her, it can happen. You also don't want to get hit by this, but to prevent that you want to hit him. Those stands just running at him, doing this. Just to cancel his attack, usually. Shoot the butterfly from up here. That was a bit wrong angle that I did. That was not safe. Quick draw. All the crystals getting quick drawn. Moving on. So the visual cue for the next butterflies is very simple. So the broken parts of this wall, you want to line your character with this, aim this way, shoot the butterflies. It has to happen a little bit fast so you don't get hit like I did. If you do get hit, you want to heal, because here comes a bit annoying part. So right here there's an enemy. You don't wanna you don't want her. And you don't want the skeleton that's coming. For some reason I was super unlucky with the spirit drops, spirit stones. I don't remember ever being this unlucky. I've always had 2 of the big ones. So I don't know what happened with that. But worst case you just use 2 small spirit stones and 1 big one that I used. Usually you just need 2 of those. I didn't get that for some reason. It's the first time that's ever happened. And from this angle you want to just dash forward. And here you want to be a bit careful with the skeleton. You can iframe depending, and you can also get stabbed in the back. This force is also critical, so it's not necessarily a bad thing as long as you survive at least. Shoot the butterflies. Iframe. It's so dependent on how things go. You can't always calculate these things. You can also use spirit stones at the door here, which is what I used to do. There's also a backup item here that I didn't go for, so I'm gonna have to wait for him to go away. I wasted a fire here because grabbing this summoner's candle, in case you die later, it's gonna be very useful. And you do not want to heal, you want this health. I'm gonna waste my last fire. This is the last mission you do need fire on. You do not need it. So immediately using sloth, dodging away from that, using weakness, and she's either gonna go for the staff throw first. Okay, so she starts running. There's the staff throw. You can just run around it. With sloth it's much easier. And then you just start reaping her back. You don't need living weapon with sloth because you do too much damage. So it's safe enough, but for safety you can use it in case it goes wrong. And if she's about to do an attack, you pop living weapon fast and kill her. It's nothing more complex. Straightforward. Sloth is gonna make most things very simplistic now. It's the part up to this part that is more difficult, I would say. So just equipping new items just to upgrade. Don't have to. It's up to what the person feels, I guess. Take this one here. I should have leveled prior to this. Normally you wouldn't. And just pop everything into skill. Because everything else is done. It's only skill remaining now that's needed. Skill gives damage for both the sword and Kisaragama. You can safely do a Reaper here with Kakai for even extra safety. This is super safe. You preferably want the just Reaper. You want him to throw a stone because that's gonna make him slower to where you're located. And he's gonna miss the stone throw at you. But I got bad energy. And here you just hug the wall to skip the thing. Yoka run. Right here, I'm gonna be stopping, waiting for the Yoka up there to throw. I'm a bit too slow now. Okay, that's fine. You need to wait. If you're going too fast, he's gonna hit you with a bomb and you're gonna fall off the ladder repeatedly. It's not recommended. Hugging the wall, just dashing up to the boss, and that's it. Because we're going Summer Twilight, I mean. It's... I don't even know how... This is not really useful, any of this. Using both weakness and slot, but safety. You can also use living weapon, but it's not even. Use Reaper's face after having done those. You just hold Reaper the entire time, there's no way this goes wrong, except if you do run out, you just run to him again, and Reaper again, or you can low stance attack, it's whatever, easy, free kill, nothing special. This is a route that would work for anyone that is starting out with this game as well. Everyone can do this. It doesn't have to be speedrun, it can be a casual play. But some knowledge of the game is required, I would say, iframes and stuff like that. Equip whatever new shit. Better Kusarigama. Anything that has higher. And there's some stats you want to look out for. That is good. Close combat attack key reductions. Alright, it's not bad. But base damage is the most important. So right now I have 88% Yoka close combat damage. And 13% times 4 for close combat attack key reduction, same, which again helps with this. Just even more, but yeah. It's basic. Straightforward. Next region. This is one of the hardest missions to get into. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep popping into the skill. And I already have a gun equipped. You will have a gun here by default every time. So this, you can do this with whatever. Your cannon also works, but for safe, yeah, that's the thing. I didn't forget. But now I do have moment talisman, so I wouldn't really need it. I think I actually went more magic and safe route. In the beginner route, I think I actually went more magic because I can't fit everything in. So I think it's 16. Yeah, 16 magic I think is what's needed to have both Sloth, Kakai, but Kakai fucked up. Most important here is Guardian Spirit Talisman. The reason you don't really need Kakai is because of how much ki you have. This fight is gonna be difficult, but I'm gonna make it easy. I guess. This part is gonna suck. It's a very hated part of the run, for a specific reason. One thing I forgot to mention. You always get this as a 100% drop chance from the previous mission. This is the helmet you're gonna be wearing throughout the entire run. For on-mill casting speed up, it's gonna speed up all the casting you do. And this is very important. So just iframing or dashing through here, holding block while mashing X to get a block dodge off of the enemy onto the ladder and grabbing the ladder. Here, dash over. You don't need to stop like I did. It's just for showcase. You can grab this, you can grab this. I forgot what was in here. Some explosive runs. It's whatever. You do not want to move after opening this door. This is the perfect location you want to be staying at. You throw one Guardian Spirit Talisman. The moment you get out, you do not move the character. And that makes the yokai fall down. So before entering this room, I'm switching to Kusarigama. Dashing through, Reaper on the pursuit. Grabbing these. And can take shortcut, whatever. For easy, the easiest way to do this would be shooting this guy in the head. I wouldn't recommend wasting bullets here like that, but I mean, it's whatever. Okay, oh, it's sitting him down. Shoot that guy through there, I guess. Sure. So coming up on this bridge, there's gonna be a ninja running towards you. So you start throwing that while using lock on. It's gonna fall off the bridge, letting you go for the shrine. And continue leveling up stuff. I could go for more here just so I can fit everything in, which would be a bit better, I think, than what I constantly having to switch out and back. It's better to just go 16. You can either shoot this guy in the head like this. No, you can't. What I would recommend is just quick draw in this direction and then fight him just using Warning Moon or whatever. Or continues the quick draw, depending on how well versed you are in the game. Or find an angle you can actually shoot him at, I guess. Here, before going down, I can use this, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna get my weapon ready to make this as safe as possible. That was not enough. So one small. And jump down into the hole. The yokai will not follow. Grab travel ammo from here. This is gonna be useful later. Shoot this guy in the head. Shoot this guy in the head. And then there's only one ninja remaining. He will fall down roughly here. High stance. Morning moon, whatever. Or just, I mean, it's whatever. Here you can just Guardian Spirit Talisman through the wall, flipping the room upside down. The normal, safe, casual way is not doing that. And you want to land on the platform and then on the bookshelf and then down. This archer is probably going to be annoying. You can shoot him. You can also dash while you mess up aim or whatever. Shoot him in the head. Let's just do it easy. No more need for the gun for the rest of the run. Switch to Kusarigama for safety, I guess. And you can just pop the weapon here, because why not? I mean, Why not? You don't have to kill him. I just overkilled everything here. And from here it's just opening the shortcuts, and now the hardest part of the run is done. Go back, level up. If needed. It's not something I would do, but one level. One level doesn't matter much. Levels in general in Nioh doesn't matter much. Especially not with the glitches. Just proceeding to the right. As long as you get to open this fast enough. And for safety's sake, now that I have some stuff I can finally use, I'm gonna use some more. 2 of those, 1 of small. Summer Twilight, I mean. Buff with water, it doesn't need, actually no. Screw water, you don't need it. It's whatever. You have to dash fast here or you will get one shot by the ninjas in the back. The moment the fight starts, throwing slot talisman, dashing forward, and then weakness, and start reaping in the back. And yeah, because you're so OP with the glitches, with sloth, you don't even need living weapon. But if you get hit or whatever, you just finish with living weapon. That's how easy safe it can get. And it's no worry wasting those spirit stones that I did. Because I will take some extra ones on the way. And next mission. Level up if needed. There's no point really. Always slow stance. These wheels are a bit more annoying on PS5 than PS4 because they're positioned a bit differently. They're in the same position or same route, but time-wise, they're depending on how fast you go, they're different. If you go slow, they're not different, I guess. They move back and forth, and that's about it. Grab shrine, safety shrine, level up, and everything is great. Skill, I mean. And get some stuff ready, I guess. Maybe. Yeah, yes, I do have stuff. 3 is enough. It's a bit overkill. But what was that? I fell off a rock here while I used it, so it cancelled it. Yeah. 2, I think, should be enough. So 2 is enough. Because taking the shrine gives you some. 2 is for the last. Here you can just use 1 Guardian Spirit Talisman, grab this for a Sacred Rush, an extra one that you might want, depending if you want to refill your shit. Just some other one. Hold block here to block the bomb, grab key, move. If you don't move fast enough or do any of that fast enough, you will just die in most cases. And right after the mission I did earlier, you do always get this Kazuragama right here. This is gonna last until the next Kazuragama, basically. There's nothing else needed. So Summer Twilight as always. You do not want to get hit here, but if you do, I'm just gonna... You want to wait here. You want that skeleton to always attack, or he will kill you while you open the door. Use that weakness. You can also slot, but it's not needed, especially not if you get hit, because that's gonna extend your living weapon by quite a bit. And that's about that. Safe, slow, easy, free. I got a new Kazuragama, so I don't need it. It's worse. So right now, We are past Dojo 1 and 2. Cocaine Lady. Nakamata. The Frog Boss and Ogress. So now it's on to Honda, the first human encounters. So normally in a fast run, a good run, so I'm not gonna bother talking too much about it because you can just watch any run that's fast. My run, World Record run, whatever. And you'll see how it's actually done with quick draw loop. But for easy, free, it's not needed. I guess level up. Why not? 3 levels. 2. It's pretty shit. Normally, you stop leveling once you're around 42, 43, from 36 to 43. But for the easy way, you just want to keep leveling, I guess. Grab a ladder. Get up here. Bump those to get water buffs, so you get rid of the shit. Loop for the crystal, grab stones for more shit. And keep going. Keep going. Don't get hit by the shit. Use this thing. Garden Spirit tells me. Actually, no. I'm gonna go this way. This is the old way. Because, and then same as with Reaper. This is to get more. I did get shot because I was a bit slow. That's okay. Moving on. There's gonna be a shrine. That's not. I guess level again if needed. Doesn't matter. Switching to better things. If you have. Better sword. Yep. Everything good. The easiest way here, which is something I don't do, would be, I guess, to use cannon. Just shooting this crystal. That kills all the human enemies here in the location. So now the area should be free as far as I remember. And you can grab some extra. Extra spirit stones. Always nice. I don't remember what this is. But why not? Well, a new gun, I guess. Sure. So, readying this and water. And here, starting off with Sloth immediately as the fight starts. Don't need living weapon for this because you're not actually gonna engage with the fight. Just gonna ignore him. Starting off with that to cancel his attack. Immediately just making our way up to this. And also keeping an eye out on him at all times. Because he will throw boulders, usually around this time. And those have a pretty good aim. So if he hits you, you die. There's another one. So you wanna you don't wanna get close to him like I did. If you get too close, you die. Pretty much. I haven't done this way in a long time. That's how it can go wrong if you get too close to him or if you get hit by a boulder. That's okay. There's only one crystal remaining that do not respawn. Once the last crystal is done, it's done. So, readying Sloth again. Alternatively, you could also shoot his head, I guess. Or, well, shoot the crystal as well. That's another way of doing it. I didn't even think about that. Why haven't I done that before? Interesting. That's actually interesting. There's a crystal in there. You can go for it, I guess. I don't remember. I don't think it's free. There's an enemy here. Shoot him in the head. Why not? There's another enemy I didn't account for. I guess back away for safety. Don't do what I do because that's way too risky. But I mean, if you really want that crystal, you know, you just gotta do it. There's a more spirit sense, you don't need it. You have enough. You should have enough by now. You should cover the rest of the run pretty fucking well. If shit goes wrong now, don't blame me. There's gonna not be a human enemy, so normally there is gonna be a human enemy. If you don't take that crystal, there's gonna be human. Well, there is always a human here. Here you just gotta go fast. Open the door fast. You should not get hit as long as you do it fast. And here goes it. There's certain safe sections of the game. This is not a safe section. This is a fast go through the next door and just go. That's some areas you can stop, some you can't. This you can't. You just gotta go. And while I loot this soul stone right there, I'm gonna pop two. And while I use Summer Twilight, you don't need what I just did. I'm gonna just start because if I don't, you're gonna die. Immediately as the fight starts, using sloth, and I missed. Weakness, sloth, whatever. Living weapon. It's kind of scuffed now because I didn't have sloth. This is why the second brush is in case we don't have. Just doing that repeatedly, or Reaper, and I messed up. So if I mess up, wow, that's not how it's supposed to go. That was really bad. Really bad show. Yeah, you want to get her in a corner and then you can just start Reaper on her and she gets stun locked. I wasn't close enough to the corner. Next region. 124. I'm getting close to the end. This is next to last region. There's 2 regions remaining. This is a pretty free mission as well because living weapon. Proceed to level up. Or don't. Optimally you wouldn't, but that can be seen in runs. Here, Guardian Spirit Talisman, getting water here immediately. I forgot what this was. There was something about this. No, there wasn't. I don't know. Do not loot that, there's no point. But you get the water so you can go through the fire. Roughly around this angle is where you want to use Guardian Spirit Talisman to hit the barrel on the other side. Here I would recommend Kakai, but I don't have it because shit happened. Yeah, other than that, just dash and hope you don't get shot in the back. This can happen, it might happen now. But you just want to keep going, and here immediately run through the fire. Hit those, go through fire again, hit those, and now you're safe from fire, I guess. For a bit. And here going on the right side, just holding block while doing this to dodge to the left. Very easy beginner friendly move, I would say. Grab Shrine, and then it's on to the boss. Level up if needed. Not needed. Okay. just safely wait for the wheel. You can also, before going in here, it's probably best to just, I'm just gonna pop 3 of those. I have so many spirit stones that I don't really need anything else. Yeah, I wanna go make it through here because you wanna avoid the floor. You can fall down, and then you have to go back up. Just proceeding to hug the wall and dash through, and it's whatever. You can also dash through the wall that I didn't do, which is what I would be doing. Here you want to dash straight through to skip the room with the evil bad man inside of it. This room right here. You do not want to open this, just for showcase that you do not want to go through that room. So if you're in critical health, which is preferred here for me, but it's whatever. I didn't get it. You can get critical health super easy by just stepping in the fire room. And I'm also out of heals, so it's whatever. Summer Twilight, water, doesn't matter. Ready Shuriken and Sloth. Shuriken immediately as the fight starts. While locking on. Boom, he goes down. Use Sloth. Weakness. Pop living weapon. Best I can describe. You wanna always you don't wanna do that. You always wanna try to attack the behinds of enemies in general. Because double damage. Oh, I actually ran out. I tried to improvise. That didn't work. I'm gonna just close the game there because that was horrendous. How that even happened is beyond me. But now I can show what it's is a bit better. Setting up critical for a way easier free kill. You want max health for this. Always max health because you most likely will run out if not. And I also messed up by not doing the easy stuff first. But here, right where I'm standing, around here is safe. As long as you didn't aggro the wheel, safe. But the moment you get over here, it's not safe. And this is also dashing over the board that breaks, hugging the wall again, getting in here, and yeah, going the same way. So, dashing through a bit slower and also letting the buff sit there. The debuff, fire debuff. You want it to burn away, so your health is blinking red, this means you're in critical. AK 30% health. Water isn't needed, it's not gonna add any effect once you pop living weapon. It's same as before, Shuriken immediately, or well, not immediately, you have to wait a little bit. If you do it too early, you may miss. You can also do this. That's not recommended. Apparently, I don't recommend that. Apparently, I don't recommend that. Don't do that. Normally, he doesn't get up like that, but it can happen apparently. So, don't do it. Actually, you would do it if this was current route, but it's not. But yeah, you would probably move weapon right after. But since I'm going for Sloth here, that's not how you do it. So don't do that. Don't do what I did. I don't know how to play Nioh. Basically. Yeah. 3, whatever. Any amount that gives you a weapon at this point because you have so much left over. Yeah, for a first run you will die. There's no way to prevent that unless you have some god skills. Yeah, practice. that's it. Shuriken slot. I did the wrong way. I used weakness first, which isn't bad. You want to use both anyways. And he got up. That's unfortunate, but yeah. It's gonna fall down. If it's midair when you pop it, you're just gonna do this repeatedly until it does. And you want to step out of fire. This is bad. And if he moves, I just healed. But that might at least prevent me from dying. But if he goes airborne, you can proceed to throw shurikens while he's in the air. I kind of messed that up, but the slot made it so I didn't mess up, I guess. Yeah, some gotta get a feel for. That's the best explain I can do. There's other methods. I don't know why I struggle with the old route. This is pretty easy to save. At least should be. But it just needs practice as well. So there's Susaku, that's going to be used for a setup later, which isn't really needed anymore, but for safety's sake, I'm going to do it the safe way. Sekigahara is free, for the most part. No skill. Here is also where you get the next Kazurigama, 100% drop. That's gonna pretty much, you can use that until the very end of the game. But if you do get better, you might as well equip better. So from previous boss fight, I did get a sword as also 100% drop. So I'm gonna switch to the sword and Kazurigama. Both those can be used to all the way until the end. So Kazurigama is here. Equip Kazurigama. Sword. This sword specifically, Legendary Mikao Warrior, drops every time. Time for save. 3. Regular Spirit Stones for living weapon. Summer Twilight. And go. Immediately slot. Weakness. Move away. Reaper in the back. Or well, you can hide stance, whatever. He's hitting his threshold at around a certain amount of health. Best explained. Then he's gonna go into charge, and then you just Reaper his back again. I didn't pop living weapon. I didn't actually show the easy one. You want to ignore what I just said, and you want to actually do living weapon. Or if you do it the way I did, then you have living weapon for the next fight, so you don't have to waste stuff. It's better. So here, it's gonna be just a straight run. Very specific movement to avoid the enemies here. If you get too close, you might get hit. One of those enemies will hit you. But yeah. Here there's safety shrine you can take if you hug the wall to the right here so you don't get hit by that guy. Or you can go the slow way around. I prefer this way though. And then heading to boss, buff up early, it doesn't matter really. Proceeding casually to dash with this weapon because it doesn't matter really. That's about it. Slot weakness again. Backing away a little bit because if you don't, then you might get hit and you don't want to get hit. Well, actually, it's not too bad if you do because you could get critical. You don't want to get hit during this though because you will lose the weapon. But yeah, that's that way. And that was even getting hit. I did get hit once there, which made me almost lose the weapon. Yeah, the safest easy way, that's also the best spirit, pretty much damage wise for using skills, but uh I'm not gonna be using it for now. Or maybe not at all. No, actually no. Because it's not, I don't consider it beginner friendly. It requires the usage of skills like quick draw to take effect. It's not as straightforward as Kato, but if you're, it's good. So I think five small spirit stones is enough for the weapon for Kato. It's gonna depend. It differs from spirit to spirit. I buff around here. Water. You don't need water. Actually, yes. This is gonna suck because I don't remember. But yeah, slot. I think immediately after you jump down here. Slot weakness. And Reaper fast or you die. That was almost that, but it first meant the critical, so I guess. If you get critical, that's just a bonus. Here, you want to rebuff. With Summer Twilight, weakness, popping weapon, Reaper. It can't go wrong. This is just a free mission in general. It's just tiny little bit of practice, it's not much. And of course, always just if shit goes wrong, close game, reopen and retry. It's the safest, easiest, best way to practice Nioh. It's just close game and reopen. So you do not waste stuff. You have to close it fast. If you die, you need to close fast. Because if you wait too long, it will autosave once you respawn. So that's important. But it's not a long game. It's not a long run. So next. Splitting past the previous boss and that boss, and there's well, these are, I don't know, they're what they are. It's whatever. Doesn't need much explanation, I think. This is Ishido. Free kill. With slot, also free in general because the glitches are too broken. But preferably I would have Kakai here for beginners because then you don't have to be as slow as I am right now. You can go a bit faster because you get more ki. But it's whatever. Here is gonna be a Tengu. Just for safety, I'm just gonna use slot. It doesn't matter. Just showing that yeah, it's whatever to use some stuff like that. You just want to dash past him. He can hit you. He can also not hit you. Practice. Wait here so he spawns. So you do not want to get hit when the yokai comes out of the yokai realm. If you do, it sucks. You will most likely be knocked on your ass and die. So from this route, right around this angle here, you jump off, press X to roll at the end of the jump. You can walk, but of course you want to be a bit faster, so just dashing. Wait here, always in front of those, wait until they spawn and then move. It's like a traffic light. Red, green, red, green, red, green, in every single look around. Perhaps trying for safety. At this point it doesn't matter what you put levels into, you can put body, you can put whatever is preferred. It's already way overkill at this point. Once you reach the last mission and pop everything into. Yeah, I just did a way more advanced strat there. That's don't worry about that. But yeah, shoot him in the head for free, I guess. And if you need safety, you go. That was a bit overkill, I think. But yeah, you don't need it. Immediately slot, weakness, and run to his back to avoid all his stuff. Just low stand stashing with his Origama this way. Getting onto his tail and start. So I didn't even use living weapon. But if needed, using a weapon. You have enough spirit stones for it. So, and living weapon do not carry over to the next mission anyways. So if you do waste it, you waste it. Like I did. I'm not even gonna bother leveling beyond this point, there's really no need, but I probably would recommend putting more into body, if anything, at this point, or just more damage. The more damage you have, the more the glitches will do. And here's gonna be some funky stuff. This angle, dash through. Same with the next one, however, for safety's sake, this one is a bit tricky, the next skip here. So you can just use that by not being as close to the wall as I was, because then you get hit by the blast. But there is a skip here as well, but what I figured is the yokai, how their hitboxes works is it's kind of a cylinder form shape. So you have to be really fast here. If the yokai, so that was a good example of that. If the yokai gets too close to you while you try to do this skip, he locks you out. By just touching you or getting close enough to you, you can't get the skip pretty much. So yeah, but I did both methods. That is equally as viable. One saves 2 seconds, roughly. Want to be a bit quick here so you don't get one shot by the cannon guy, or you can take it slow and wait for him to shoot. This part, I'm gonna dash along this wall and immediately over to the right side to just dash through the boulder, and in the door we go into hellhole. He's going for doors. That yokai for me in runs is never there because I don't take this long to get here, but if he is, then yes, that's what you would do. That's what you don't want to do. I'm not used to these cycles, but yeah, because these enemies are always moving, they're gonna be on different cycles depending on your speed when you get there, but now I'm gonna do everything in fast motion how it's supposed to be. And yeah, the skip for this, the second skip, have tighter in general, is a way smaller window. You can also get stuck in, well, you can also get stuck in on the right side, but you can also clip through on the left side. It's just, unless you have some knowledge about collision and shit. I'm also gonna show the slow way to do this. If I walk slowly here, wait for him to shoot, dash up, then that's another way of doing it for safety. Same thing as before with the boulder. Holding here, going straight over to this side, and you're safe. So now the yokai wasn't here because he's on a different cycle. So when you get your spirit back, if you die, you pop that so he goes down. Guardian Spirit Talisman. Or you can shoot his head with an arrow, cannon, whatever. As long as he goes down, it's whatever. This is probably one of the easiest free kills aside from the skeleton. And yeah, it doesn't really need much explanation. Slot weakness. Wait for an attack and then attack. Here, for the most part, in general, these are. There is a good attack actually, but too late. So I cancelled it with the weakness. Yeah, he's gonna go for jump there. But yeah, slot gives you a lot of easy ways to read. But he hits the first threshold really fast. So you could just low stance, strong attack, or whatever, any attack. And then he hits the threshold really quickly. And he will start his first charge. Reaper is back. He's gonna hit his second threshold, which forces him into his second charge, and then he dies. All there is to the fight. Well done, gents. Slot plus weakness defeat. What do you mean? I don't do slot in my runs. This is beginner run. Beginner routes for free game, beating the game for free, or speedruns. And just pop things in more skill or body, whatever is preferred at this point. And we're heading into the hardest mission. I did forget to switch spirits, so I'm gonna have to use the shrine here. Here, you want to be using Susaku. It's not needed with glitches though. Just using Kato is enough. But safety. Just popping a large soulstone and getting to the end. There's one specific setup that I'm gonna do here. Just gonna trigger this. And there's the living weapon. So there's one setup coming up. This is a bit YOLO, but you can also grab this for an extra travel amulet. It's not needed. Here you want to have some good luck and grab the ladder. As soon as you grab the ladder, you want to just start dashing. Stop here immediately, dash fast. Here you have to be fast. And I stop on purpose here. And get shot in the back. Shot again. We enter critical. 2 shots in the back here. Enters critical. Depending on your level. So preferably I just quick draw this guy and he dies in 1 shot. There is extra spirit stone behind here, another large. This is good. In case needed. Aside from that, there's just pop and living weapon at this point. Right in between these, so he gets pushed off the ledge like that. And then triangle and circle is the main things to use here. Just mashing that over and over and mixing a little bit with attacking the triangle. You shouldn't really be able to run out of living weapon as long as you keep doing that. Just a little triangle and circle and a little. I actually run out. That's how not to do it. If you do, if shit goes wrong like that, just go behind the building, pop another one that I looted because safety, and that's not enough. So just because I don't want to wait too long, I did actually get living weapon there. Just build back up and go again, and that should finish. I think there's actually one item. Yeah, there's. I see what's going on here. There's one item that heals me. This is not supposed to happen. So I went out of critical, that's why I lost it. You do not want to go out of critical. That's gonna ruin everything. So there's one item here. It might actually be this. Oh man, it's actually this. It's the very first. Preferably you want prayer beads over anything else. So it's actually the Magatama, the first accessory, the only accessory I equipped in the very beginning of the run. That's healed me out of. That's why every setup that I've done has been pretty bad. Everything makes sense now. Because while I was in critical, I lost critical every time, and it makes the weapon not work efficiently. And that's why that failed as well. So you do not want, once you're in critical, you do not want to leave critical. And there I got hit by the yoke around. This might mess things up, hopefully not though. Let's see if I can do 2 back shots again. I'm gonna get a front shot. Yeah, okay. 2 back shots there don't work. The reason is I don't have the spirit, so you can't take those 2 hits. Or maybe it was because I was out of key. I'm not sure exactly, but regardless, as before, now that I have less stuff to work with, it's okay. Preferably I would just use this because I grabbed these specifically as backup in case I did die. I just never used them. Yeah, just popping whatever, it's okay. I'm just wasting now. Yeah. Preferably if you fail, you just close game quickly and reopen the game. That's annoying. This fox is can be annoying. I get hit by this realm again, man. 2 shots in the back. And you don't want to wait at the bottom here because the tanks will actually start following you once you jump down for whatever reason. They're just programmed that way. Again, killing this guy first, quick draw or any form of whatever works. Summer Twilight, and we'll go again. Now this time it works. Because now I don't get healed every fucking time. So now there's no way to fail this at this point. There shouldn't be. I mean, you can. Because it... man, I'm failing. This is not good. So, once you're about to run out of living weapon, you need to kill something fast. So, what I usually look for is the spirit they have. The moment one of them is out, you just triangle to kill them. That's the safest, easiest way to do this. Ah, shit. And that's the place. That's that. You can also go in here for some free bow, a good bow. It's not a bad bow, and you also get some good arrows. I'm not going to be using those, but they can be used. Now just making my way to the last one. You do not have to dash like I do here. Yeah. Insane. That's the first time that's happened in a long... It's probably many years ago I've fallen down like that. But it's okay. You get a checkpoint here. There's no... yeah. Beyond this point you can't go wrong. Going for the shrine, switching back to Kato again because Sasaki is useless now. And yeah, time for some weird stuff. Hitting horn again, like in the first mission. Well, it's technically second. By using high stance sword, like just regular strike. It probably takes a bit to get used to, but yeah. Summer Twilight. Always low stance while using a Sorghum, but there's no point not doing low stance. Sloth, weakness, get behind her, Reaper fast. If she don't die, that's okay. You just run around a little bit until she's finished moving. You can just high stance the rest, I guess. That's also weird. Or if you can't do any of that, you just living weapon. So after she's dead, you get living weapon, and this living weapon will pretty much be used for the rest. So because I have so many, normally I would use travel amulet right after killing her. And that also despawns the yokai, so I don't have to run through him. These skeletons just have to, you just have to be fast here. If you don't open the door quickly enough, you will die. And that's the only thing with those skeletons. Summer Twilight. Don't really need Sloth here. Just weakness or Sloth for safety. Living weapon. And yeah, specifically you do want living weapon because they're gone. And also, I guess, always if you feel like you're not doing enough damage, you just switch to something else. This is even a white Kusurgama, but it has better base damage. And yeah, switch to whatever. Running along the edges. It's gonna be used for the remaining two. I did actually not get living weapon because I didn't. So after you kill one, you have to exit living weapon fast enough. It's gonna give you free living weapon, which I'll easier show now. You don't really want him out of key because if you don't do enough damage, it may actually, well, I also got hit by the lightning there, which sucks. Yeah, now I have living weapon because you want to exit living weapon immediately as soon as he's dead. Because the Amrita you gain from the bosses gives you back a living weapon every single time. So for the last of the 4 bosses, I'm gonna guess just do Sloth because that's all I have at the moment. And again, of course, Summer Twilight as always. Just do that, get this back, start triangle, no Reaper. Just dodging triangle and avoiding his attacks, and that's it. Loot. Use travel amulet to get back to the shrine. And then level up if needed. And proceed to the elevator. Check for better items. Nothing that I could see. So with the upcoming things here, there's a few different variations, but for the base old stuff, I'm just gonna click the brush. And since I got living weapon from Onryoki, the last one I killed, I'm just gonna use that living weapon here. There's a few ways you can do this. But yeah. Weakness. Sloth weakness, whatever. Anything. You can shoot him in the head. You can. Shooting in the head is used for something else, a bit more advanced, but I'm not gonna do that, so that's the way also you can do things. But you just wanna do that and free. Split to the right, so that was. Only 3 bosses remaining. This is Edward Kelly. There's a reason I looted a Yoka water pot earlier, before White Tiger. This is usually used here. but I'm not gonna do it because well, while it's good, it's I don't know, it's what it is. Shuriken is not needed beyond the bird guys, so this can freely be switched out to anything at this point. Did I even get Yoga Water Pot? I don't know. Yeah, there we go. So one Yoga Water Pot. Those can also be purchased from Hidden Tea House, so I guess I'll use it. So why not? It's pretty much free anyways. And for easy, living weapon again, like usually. Immediately as the fight starts, I'm gonna throw the Yokai Water Pot at him. He's gonna take a lot of key damage, and you wanna start attacking immediately right away. Let's do that or whatever it is. Doesn't really matter. You probably will weapon finish. I did forget debuffs. Right after you use the pot, you use. Yeah, well, this is kind of messed now. The best way here is quick draw, but this is a bit something else. It's I don't know. I wouldn't call that beginner friendly personally, but I don't know what happened. Those beams are really annoying to iframe. For easier, I would equip the medicine just to have some extra heals. I would also have sacrificed or offered on my items. I would also switch to Karaishi, not having Kato here. That makes this fight much easier. Because you're gonna be using Reaper anyways. Reaper or Morning Moon works. I prefer Sword here. That's just high stance Morning Moon like this. But you want to be constantly buffing Summer Twilight throughout anyways. And that was some unfortunate RNG right there. So I'm doing way less damage because I don't have Hariishi right now, which is a better spirit for most fights. And once that one is dead, you're going to proceed to the next. The safest way here would probably be to just get the weapon. I'll get that eventually. So in my very early runs, I did get living weapon, and you can do that easily by just walking around, just being on the move, using spirit stones on the fly and stuff. It's sometimes you get hit, you just want to hope that you don't try to hide behind stuff, or you have this quick slaughtered, but I died. Okay, time to switch to Karishi. Time to switch to Karishi. So, the best way, fall back to grave. Karishi. Anything, if I don't have any better weapons at this point, I'm just gonna switch to the best. I have a better sword. Even better. And that's gonna be used for this, how I prefer it. And that's it. I guess I could check accessory. Oh yeah, there is one accessory that I did forget about, which is this one. This is a 100% drop chance from Ishida, I think. This is 10.6% living weapon attack enhancement. So whenever in living weapon you deal 10% more damage. This is pretty late in the run, so Ishida is earlier, but it's in the same region. So just equipping that and then continuing. Mega offer ramen. And offer everything I'm not using. This gives me 8 elixir. Oh, another thing I should have mentioned is titles. Here you want to go more close combat damage. Just mash here, pretty much, that's it. And here, human close combat damage, but it's a bit whatever at this point. Rarely gets used. Water. This is why you have brushes. You preferably don't want to do that because that makes the snakes move way slower, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it also is because it takes longer. So now I have 2 buffs that look similar to Summer Twilight. So you want Summer Twilight, and when you do a skill, either quick draw or any skill, that gives you the Karaishi buff, which is why I use this build. Murder Moon, dead. And for more, I just use brushes. And preferably again, you don't get hit because that's not good of course. Quick draw because sure, 10,000 damage. I mean, I'm a bit too OP at this point because too many levels. This is just a general practice fight, just get used to it type thing. Quick draw, I guess at this point I can just quick draw everything. And you don't want me to hit by lightning like I did because that's gonna make it slower. And of course I mistimed that. There's really no, I mean there is consistency to this fight, except it's the snakes. It's the most shit to get used to. And yeah, I'm not sure why I'm using the shit bow. I would switch preferably to the other bow. And also not get hit by the lightning, by the way. Summer Twilight. Oh yeah, Cat Guy would definitely be helpful here. That's one thing I did forget. You want to make sure you're at a safe distance, because if they do that attack, it will insta-kill you every single time. And now we're at the end of the fight. For this one, it's, I don't know, I just use that, I guess. You can use sloth, not like that. Should do that before whatever I did, but yeah. Safety is not safe because he's not even getting close to me. You wanna move that he gets closer, and it's not always he gives that. For me, he rarely do. In general, so screw living weapon for me. It's not gonna do much. Rebuff weakness. Just another brush. Sloth, because why not? I missed. Whatever. He finally got close. Ah, what am I doing? Dude. Okay, you could just Reaper him and he dies, but I fucked up. Making it harder than it should be. I just switched to gun, used strong bullets, shoot him, which I didn't. Kill him like this. Easier. Also can be used for other snakes, but that's that. No dexterity, no. I guess for old route, yes, but no at the same time, because skill gives both damage for sword and Kusarigama, so there's no point doing dexterity. On to the last mission. This is a free. It might require some practice. It took me a bit before I started using this. Did I even loot that? I think I looted the items. You should. Yes, I did. Okay, good. Just switching out to all the green swords, Kusarigama. All you're gonna need is this, but I mean, might as well quick gun, bow, whatever. Doesn't matter. And level up. Should always be around 76 to 78 is roughly where you're at when you get to this mission every single time, no matter how many times you die, doesn't matter. This time I died, I don't know how many times. It doesn't count when you die. When you close the game doesn't count the death in game. Right now I am 14 deaths, so 14 deaths. Just because of how the math of Nioh works, being percentage based from how much Amrita you get, it always evens out in the end. No matter how many times you die, losing your Amrita is never a problem. Thankfully. Good game design. And yeah, popping some Spirit Stone here. Just for living weapon, I need to use a bit more because I'm using Karyushi. Preferably for, I guess, safer is just... It's not safer technically, but it is. Because it requires less to use Kato. Just use one of those. Get to the door, pop living weapon, open the door immediately, and we go to the end. So I'm gonna switch to cannon, which I can't do. They're usually either gonna hit you while you open the door, and then you clip through kind of halfway while opening, making them not be able to attack you. Safety shrine, because I guess. Yeah. Switching to cannon like this. This cannon is going to be used for killing the 3 Kellys in 1 shot each. You have 3 shots, so the best is if you fail. If you run out of bullets, I guess the best, easiest way would be to just make sure you buy more bullets before you enter this mission. Cannon shot things. I'm not gonna go that way. Yeah, wait. I'm gonna go this way. This is the old way. That's only to get this easier, free safety. So if you fail this trick, then you just close the game and reopen it. Let's make sure. So here you have three shots and 3 of the strong. So 3 of the strong is preferably what you need, but you will one-shot them with any of them, I think, as far as I remember. Just do that because you never know. And here, getting into this corner here roughly. Shooting in head, kill. All three. Shooting and head kill. This dude definitely requires some practice and timing. I missed that shot, but I still killed him in one shot with regular. So 6 shots to get right. Tons of spirit stones here. So once you get these, you can't go on. So you can die here if you're not fast enough because these will chase you. I'm just gonna buff that as I usually do. Immediately using sloth here. And then weakness, and then get behind him. Maybe roll or whatever, and then start Reaper. And pop leaving weapon. You gave me a shit RNG there, but working on it. That's just super safe method. That's the end of the run. The run stops when the screen goes black. Oh, yeah. A fully updated 2023 run, I guess, for how the 100% goes now. But this is beginner route. Watch my run or the world record run for how it's actually done fast. But yeah, this is a very good way for beginning, and is also very close to how I began. Very, very close. I just made my own route for safety. I found extra spirit stones that I just put in because I needed it. I didn't know how to do the quick draw loop back then. So yeah.